I convene the August 10th, 2022 Physical Plant Committee meeting to order at 3 p.m. Chris, please call roll.
Karen Larson.
Here.
Emily Swistak.
Here.
Marjorie Bartelli.
Here.
Tatiana Weinstein.
Here.
Beth McQuillan.
Here.
Agenda item 2 is opportunity for visitors to speak. Public comment is for the general public to address the board. Each person will have up to 5 minutes to provide public comment.
We have none.
We have none. Item 3 is to approve minutes of the January 9th, 2020 Physical Plant Committee meeting. May I have a motion and a second discussion and then roll call?
I move to approve the minutes of the January 9th, 2020 Physical Plant Committee meeting.
A second. I'm gonna ask if there's any discussion.
Any discussion?
No, I read them, but boy, that's a long time
It looked time ago.
ago.
That's what I said.
It was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Karen Larson.
Aye.
Emily Swistak.
Aye.
Marjorie Bartelli.
Aye.
Okay. Item 4 is landscape options on the Kingston Avenue tour and discussion. Director Weinstein has provided documents in the packet to begin discussion, and then we will tour the property.
Okay, so in the packet, if we go, they're not numbered, sorry, folks. But if we go to the first little map, there's a color-coded key. The area in yellow is the physical building. The area in green is landscape work that will be conducted as part of the project. And there is a landscape plan as part of the project.
Okay.
The area in pink on Kingston is the area where we can make some improvements. The corner of Front Street in Kingston has already been improved, as you've seen. We, in preparation for our signage discussions and ongoing, we had to clear cut some of the, I keep forgetting the name of the bush, Beth, what is it, thorn?
Buckthorn.
Buckthorn bushes. They're invasive, and they were taking over the area. And so that was a very large project for the landscapers. And we also cleared up some damaged bushes and things like that. We also planted some new evergreens so they'd be less to maintain, and they're doing well. So that was a big chunk of landscaping maintenance we did, but there's areas for us to take a look at today in the property and make some decisions about. Also, the next page includes a proposal for, and this is just strictly for clear cutting the buckthorn and anything damaged. This estimate does not include any mulching or any new plantings if we were to go in that direction. So this is for that pink area on the little map. So that's, if you have any, unless you have any questions regarding.
That proposal's just for removing it, right?
It's just removal. It's not. That's okay. It's
It's not whatever we're deciding is going to go in its place.
Right.
And
Or mulch.
Okay.
So.
And the buckthorns haven't been removed yet, right?
Yeah, if they're, I'm not sure what's there. In this pink area,
In that
nothing's
area?
been done. Yeah.
Okay.
So when we go out there, we'll take a look at that, and then we can just walk around the property too.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and take care of the other items on the agenda.
Okay.
But does anybody have any questions before we go out there on this? No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right, so we're going to turn the camera off now, and we will resume our meeting with the camera when we come back. Okay, so we've just returned from our tour of the property, and
Now we're on to item 5 is the FQC report review and discussion. In the packet, we have the FQC corrective action chart to discuss the progress. Director Weinstein can clarify the highlighted areas.
right. Okay, so towards the back, this is just pulled from the FQC report that is posted on our website. And this is recommendations per FQC for the next 2 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 plus years. The items in blue are items that have already been addressed. So we went into the library's financial database to check to see if FQC's estimates were similar to what we actually paid. So we can just start from the top. Under landscape drainage, that was for what they call a French drain system on our property, and the estimate was $10,000. We actually paid under 8, so it was about, I put 8 as a round number. Under broken curbs, we have, and there's another sidewalk repair. In combination, we paid about $11,300 for both. So the estimate was 15 and 10, but in general, we paid about 11,300 for both of those items. And we'll get to the red items next, but we keep going with the blue. On the next page is our HVAC air handlers. We replaced 4 for the total of $200,000. FQC estimated 200, very widely for each side of the library.
Are you saying we did the west and the east?
For 200,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And then at the very bottom, there was a recommendation to replace the water heater in the public restrooms. We had to replace actually 2 water heaters on the east and west end, so we ended up spending $2,000 each. So we spent $4,000 versus his $1,000 estimate. So I think this gives you a picture of, when you receive these estimates that can vary sometimes dependent on your equipment. On the last page, we've got the UPS server backup system. He estimated 30. We actually internally estimated 25,000, but because we received a discount because we're customers, we actually ended up paying 13. So we got a good rate on that one. And then on the last page, there was the Vizusur report recommendations. He estimated 15. We spent about 10.5. So interesting and good to look at. And then if we go back to the first page of the projections report, there's some items that are in red. Again, estimated totals here for cost, but anything in red here is anticipated to be addressed with the construction project. So seal coating, or maybe it's not Camosi doing it, but it will be done alongside our construction project. So when we're done with construction, we will absolutely seal coat and paint our parking lot.
When you say address, does that mean the cost isn't already included with the renovation? Will be over and above?
Well, certain things will be over and above,
Okay.
certain things will be part of it. So seal coating is not something that Camosi would do. We would pay that,
Sure.
but we budget for that.
Okay.
So we would seal coat. The next item in red is stone. So repairing, that's part of the construction project, repairing, power washing, that kind of thing. The next item is windows. We are replacing windows within the construction project. The next page addresses restrooms and carpeting. That's part of the construction project. Then there's, painting, ceiling tiles, and door hardware, all part of the construction project. But again, remember, FQC looked at this before we even hired an architect. And then we get to the server room and the split system there, updating the room itself and the air conditioning unit. And then the last page, we have lighting and lighting controls and circuit breakers and LEDs. All of that is going to be part of the construction project. So anything beyond that, the 10 to 15 years on the other in the other columns, that's FQC just saying, take a look at this, make sure that you're planning for this, and keep it in your mind as you save for special reserve projects and things like that.
Like a roof.
Yeah, a new roof, whatever. So any questions or comments? Just wanted to share with you. Thought it was a good idea to review the report we received and then to go over some of the costs.
So it looks like a lot of things are that they projected to do in 2 or 5 to 10 years are part of the construction project.
Yes.
So, I mean, those are,
I'd be curious if there's a way to do it, and I don't know if it really matters, to do the two different costs. The ones that have been done, we've already paid, or what they suggested we do. And then what's coming, and if we could find out what will be part of the renovation included in the bid, or what's outside of that. It's not vital, I'm personally curious.
I'm not understanding what you're wanting.
Emily, help me out. So, she always does. Okay, so,
Are you saying the one,
so red,
because the funds are coming from different places, you're saying?
right, what the red will be addressed in the renovation project. Okay, I get that. It would be nice to know, are any of those gonna be covered in the cost, Camosi's bid, and what's going to be outside of that?
Everything in red is part of the bid.
Okay, so then I
But-
misunderstood. I think I thought I heard you say some are already paid, so to speak, in the bid, but some will be outside of it.
like the air handlers
seal
we've
coating.
already paid
The seal
for.
coating, I think, was the only
The
one.
little stuff, I'm just talking about the major, and I understand, well, the air handlers are,
That's done.
Done.
Oh,
Done.
well, let's take another big one.
It really was just the
Okay,
seal
so-
coating that was not part of it. Everything else I mentioned.
Everything, then
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
else I mentioned is part of the project. It was like the
Okay.
seal coating would be, I'm calling it part of the project because we wouldn't have a grand opening without our parking lot looking nice.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so that's what I meant. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
And how
But it's
often
not
do we
part
get
of the
it seal
cost of the
coated?
Say it again?
How often do we
See,
get it
that's
seal
where I'm
coated?
Usually every other year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
2
what I
years.
thought.
Yeah.
But you're
Okay.
saying that it'll be finished.
It'll be
It'll happen,
finished,
but it's
but
not
it's not
part,
part of the cost
it's
of the
not part of the
renovation.
cost of the
Right.
renovation.
Okay, so I did get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one
Yeah.
that's outside of it is the seal coating.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Correct.
got it.
So, any other
Questions?
questions or comments? I think we went too fast. I prompted you to go further, but
No, that's fine.
on item number 4, I think we staff wanted direction to move forward with the quote that was provided, if that was acceptable to the committee, to clear cut the
The
shrubbery.
shrubs. And then get an additional
Yeah.
quote
Mhm.
for the
Did-
2 trees.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does that have to go to the full board?
No. No.
Because it's under.
Yeah, it's way under
Okay,
anything.
just ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good.
Are you good with that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm good with
great.
that.
We'll do
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
And then next time we meet, we'll share the information and we can move forward from there.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Item 6 is the annual roof inspection. Assistant Director Beth McQuillan has an update.
So, Metal Master is the company who installed our roof. They do an annual inspection that we contract them to do, and they are doing that on August 26th. And what the technician does is gets on top of the roof and walks and inspects and takes pictures of if he sees something that needs to be repaired. And then they would go, also he goes on to the roof of this section and also on the storage unit that you saw at the other west end. They clean out the gutters for us. And as I said, any repairs that need to be made, then they give us a proposal with the pictures so we know, or if he sees some type of damage happening. Or if you need to seal on this part, like where the roof comes to the masonry, occasionally that has to be done. So that'll be done August 26th, which is great that they can do it that early and, getting ready for winter.
Now, did they do it every year? Do they
Yes.
inspect it every year?
Yes.
Okay.
Or let me say, for like the past 4 or 5 years, we've done it every year.
Okay. Any other questions?
We're not anticipating any large repair. If there was, CCS would have told us.
Wait, one question. So with the new canopies, is that all exterior or are they coming through the roof? I thought at one point for something, I don't recall what, they went through the roof they had to put something through the roof. Could be wrong. Because the roof inspection then would, if the canopies are just exterior and not coming through the roof,
I
nothing
believe
to worry, not that
it's
we would worry.
I believe it's
Exterior.
exterior.
It's all
yeah.
exterior.
Yes.
Okay.
When we were just outside, there's like a gap between it. Is that gonna be covered though, or?
Yeah, I
like-
think they've got to do some flashing there so
Okay.
that there's water, the drainage
I mean,
issues.
that's what I was
Mhm.
imagining, is if there wasn't something there, that if it's raining or if water could
Right.
pour down on the people,
I would have to ask. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of coverage and then rain redirection
right, to run
and
off.
snow. You
Yeah.
Ice,
know.
what if it runs down the,
Oh, yeah.
there's a little bit of a slope there.
Mhm.
I think we talked about that in one of the board meetings. Okay.
You had a question, Emily? Was that it?
Not related to any of this.
Mhm.
But I have to ask the chairwoman if I can bring something else up.
Sure.
Okay. So, for years, I have been asking about if there would be a possibility to do some kind of personalized brick thing on the property. So whether it was like through the foundation or through the Friends, some type of organization where people could pay money for a brick etched with what they want it to be and put, in the ground somewhere on the property. And I've been talking about it for a few years. I've kind of asked here or there, but over the past week, I was at the Arboretum and they've got that whole walkway, right, when you like the true route walkway when you at the circle drop off at the visitor center that all has that, and there's various sizes of it. Along the Riverwalk, there's different places that have them.
Downers has
Downers
it.
Grove Library was
has
by there
it.
the other day, and they have an area that's like, it's just kind of off the corner, like their sidewalk goes around, but then they have this area that has all these bricks in it and a little bench and some, flowers and plants and stuff there too, and it's another spot, and so I was like, I just really think that we should do that somewhere. But so I wanted to bring it up at physical plant because we're talking about the property, right, and everything, and I just don't know, like, however the people feel about it, if that's something that people are interested in pursuing, if that's something that we would do as a board, like, as another fundraising, something or other, or if that's something that we would want to ask the foundation or friends to get involved in, but then also, where would it go? Where would we put this, if we were to do it, what type, because, I feel like if I'm personally paying money for a brick, I want it to be someplace
Where you can see it.
So while, we talk about maybe we'll do something with the adjoining properties, without there being anything there right now, I don't feel like that would be necessarily a huge draw. But like we've got that hardscape right out there that those canopies are at right now, or something, or some other area, I don't know. But I just wanted to bring it up here because, again, physical thing. So I don't know, thoughts?
I think it's a great idea.
I like the idea, and to go with that, I don't know what the entrances under the canopies are going to look like. The hardscape. I mean,
It's going to be poured concrete. I mean,
Concrete.
we can't
we can't
interrupt
do
what's
pavers.
No.
Oh, okay.
that. First of all,
Probably.
we've not bid out for pavers, and to change the design is going to be a cost to change the design.
Okay.
For whatever is being done now, there's going to be a cost involved and probably money in terms of materials. So anything that Kamosi's touching right now, I would not recommend
But
pursuing.
Well, and even something now, just thinking about the tour that we did, and at the corner of Kingston and Front, where they cleared all that stuff out, there's some benches and picnic tables, like even that could maybe have a little pathway through it or something, like potentially, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here on ideas, but like that could be, because it's on the property, it's more visible, if it was a place that people wanted to sit outside, if there was stuff there. I mean, I know we're gonna have our outdoor programming space here, off where the current east entrance is, but I don't know.
Well, the key would be finding a spot or identifying a spot,
Mhm.
something that,
Or spots.
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's, would be costly. Like,
Right.
the idea of the entrance is a no-go because, but you could even have a dedicated bench.
Mhm.
I mean, they do that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea, something that,
Something to
Talk about.
explore.
and it might be a really good fundraising
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, it's just a plan needs to be formulated about locations, and just a reminder, because when Emily, when you mentioned the mulch area, having something that someone could walk on, we would have to have it at least 3 feet wide
Mm.
and level for our people.
Okay.
So, we have to always consider ADA.
Yeah.
If it's a path. So like right now we have benches and picnic area. If someone wants to go there, they can. It's just, I think there's code regarding walkway.
Okay.
So we have to think about that.
Yeah.
Too. But something to explore. So, is physical plant can look into, or perhaps you could bring this up, or Chairwoman Larson could bring it up at the full board and take the temperature of the board about locations, and then physical plant can maybe look into locations, and then if we're doing a fundraiser, maybe advocacy and outreach then takes it on. Who knows where we
Right.
go with other
Right.
discussions about other property areas. So
That would get it in motion somewhat. I mean,
Right.
not immediate, but.
Right. Yeah. At least to kind of plant the seed in people's brains. I mean, I know I would pay for a brick to be etched to be on the property. So
It's a great idea.
yeah. That's all I got.
anything else about packet stuff? I think staff have their direction, so
Okay. Well then, I move to adjourn.
Second?
We are adjourned at 4 p.m.
okay, thank you.
You need to say all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.